with us today. We have Anil Cole and Matt Lamb. Anil, hello, how are you doing?
I'm very good, Tamara. How are you? Great to
Good.
be here.
Thank you for joining us. And Anil manages our digital and innovation platforms for Charter Global. And Matt Lamb is also joining us today. Hello, Matt. How are you?
Hello, Tamara. Great. How are you today?
Good. And I've got Anil and Matt are in our Denver office, we say jokingly, because they're actually neighbors who live next to each other in Denver, while I'm here in our Atlanta headquarters. So anyhow, today we're talking about our very innovative J.D. Edwards app market. Have a lot of good information to share about that, as well as some actual demos of 3 of the apps. And want to remind everybody, you can request a live demo of any of the apps, and all of our apps you can also request a free 30-day trial. I'm also recording this webinar and it will be available for viewing later. Okay, so let's get started today. So very quickly, Anil, can you tell us about the value of Charter Global and what we offer?
Yes, Tamara, first of all, a very good morning, good afternoon, or a good evening to all the participants who are dialing in. Thank you for participating in this session. Coming to your question, Tamara, Charter Global is a digital solutions company. We have been in business for well over 20 years. We are very focused on transforming the business process for multiple clients. We work with clients of different sizes. We work in different industries. And we are the only partner worldwide which has what I call an apps library for J.D. Edwards. It was a well-guarded secret for many months, but now the library is published, and we are very excited to share that with our folks today on the call.
So I know we've been developing this for 18 months, and we now have about 30 apps that are available. Very quickly, can you tell us about what prompted Charter Global to develop the app market? And if Matt, you can jump in anytime with comments about this as well.
Sure.
Yeah, so I'll take a first stab at it, and then Matt can add more. So the whole reason why we built this platform and ready to deploy apps is to actually help J.D. Edwards customers digitize their implemented business process on a rapid scale in a very short span of time. I grew up in the J.D. Edwards ranks, and I have been doing consulting for 20 years and was a CEO, CIO for a pretty big engineering company which ran J.D. Edwards. And one of the challenges multiple businesses are facing over the last few years is how do we digitize the J.D. Edwards business process rapidly without having to re-implement. So that was the whole motivation for it, that we have an out-of-box library of 60, 70 apps. That is our end goal, which can be deployed through cloud, which hardly takes few weeks to get customer up and running. So that was the whole motivation about it, plus give the J.D. Edwards customer base a great user experience for their customers internally and externally, and then bring more efficiency, transparency, help them cut costs, keep running their business in a more agile fashion.
Which is
so
a nice.
That was the whole. Yeah, so that was the whole impetus.
Great. And that's a great lead in for Matt to tell us a little bit about the value of these apps. First of all, of course, it's taken the J.D. Edwards mobile for our clients. So why don't you tell us a little bit more?
Absolutely, Tamara, and thank you. Yes, I'd be happy to. And you know, my role, I've been with the company for a few months now, but I've been in the JDE space for about 5 years now. And in talking with folks in the J.D. Edwards community, I realized that the people I talk to, nearly everybody's at the point that they realize they need a digital strategy. They might be at various stages of their digital transformation process, but for the most part, they all realize that the world's going mobile or is mobile, and in doing so, it's going to streamline their business processes. It's going to help with improved ROI, It's going to help make their business more efficient, better collaboration for their users, and whether that be breaking down silos within the business or helping with adoption rates, depending on who we talk to. But on the same token, everybody I talk to over the phone is extremely busy, and looking at this sounds like a daunting task. And once they take the time to actually see our mobile app library, where we've got nearly 40 mobile apps, and how we leverage the Oracle MCS platform and get them up and running in a matter of weeks rather than months, they've truly been amazed. This isn't a huge initiative that takes up precious IT time and resources. Right. This is something that can be done very easily. So it's all so simple. And Anil, like Tamara mentioned, is going to jump in and share a couple of apps later in the webinar, but you'll see that your users simply use the same sign-in credentials, with the same user ID and roles as on their mobile device. We're not creating anything new on your JD Edwards menu or E1 pages. We're extremely flexible, and we can build and extend and customize based on your organization's needs at a very easy process. And in fact, it's so easy, and no one in the Oracle space has the capabilities that we do, that we've even been sharing free trials with the JD Edwards community to come in and try our apps for 30 days for free, and it's been quite successful. So what I want to just get out of this is it's very easy to implement, and the quality is unmatched. So Neil, I'll pass it back to you.
So a little bit more on what is the value then on our clients coming to Charter Global. And number one is we provide everything for the client. We can do it front end-to-end solution for them.
Yes. So you're right, Tamara. Why Charter Global? Multiple things we bring to the table. One, we have a pre-built library, as we mentioned in the slides a short while ago, and Matt very well elaborated on that. Secondly, all our apps are distributed through a SaaS model. So we even, you as a customer don't even need to subscribe to Oracle MCS. We take care of that. We even manage and support that. At the same time, a customer is welcome to go and have their own Oracle MCS instance if they want.
So they've got different options for deploying it. Great.
And using all our apps, like we are talking to a few prospects in JD Edwards ecosystem, most of the customers have integration for inventory with third-party systems. And all those systems used to do is provide the capability to scan an item and update the JD Edwards. And it was a lot of integration effort for customer. You have to maintain two systems. Now with our apps, a lot of the features which were there in the third-party system are inbuilt in a mobile device. Like you can scan, you can take pictures. Our apps use the same sign-on as your JAS servers. We even have now few apps working in offline capability. Like even if you don't have internet access, you can still be able to create a business transaction on your mobile device, and then it syncs up with JD Edwards.
Great.
Apart from that, Oracle MCS is the platform of choice from Oracle for all digital innovation. And not only can you use this for JD Edwards, you can even mesh data from different data sources and bring them onto a device as per the business.
Great. Now looking at this, I did have a question about a little bit more on what do you mean by IoT capabilities?
So again, this is the reality of a lot of manufacturing companies today. A lot of companies want their assets to be smart, and they want the assets to have some kind of life, if I may use that word, so that the assets automatically push data, and that data is getting captured in JD Edwards or in third-party systems. And once the data is captured, they want it to be used in a smart fashion based on the data. we are seeing customers want to trigger their downstream processes like alert systems or some other requests based on the data which is coming from their assets. Again, this is very much possible with Oracle MCS platform, and we have a few use cases which we have done for a couple of
Right.
prospects, and that's what IoT is about.
Okay. Now the next few slides, Matt is going to give us sort of a very high-level view of the scope of the apps we have available now, and then we're going to jump into sort of a more granular view with Anil, and then we're going to have 3 demos. So Matt, at a high level, this is just kind of makes it real when you see it on the phone like this, that these are all the apps we have, I think most of them, but also it shows that they're all integrated with your on-premise Oracle.
That's absolutely right, Tamara. And I just want to do a high level at a glance. This is what they would look like on your device, either Android or iPhone. If you'll move to the next screen,
Right, and this is at a glance.
Breaks them down, yes.
So we have our...
And as Tamara mentioned, Anil will go through these in a more granular fashion. But as you can see, we've got a list of manufacturing apps, procurement apps, finance apps, and we're extremely flexible and able to customize any one of these apps to meet your business needs. So we've got a lot out of the box and our plug and play for folks that are on 9.0 and higher. Again, here's some inventory, HR apps, and security apps.
Can you tell us a little bit about those?
Yes, sure, Tamara. What we are seeing on the screen is the list of apps which are available for plug and play implementation right now. At the same time, we continue to make investments as we have talked to multiple customers, and they have said, oh, this is fantastic, but we use job costing. Can you make an app for me on job costing? Or similarly, we have had requests from a few prospects who want us to build an app on configurator. And what has really surprised me is a lot of people actually want a HR self-service app, and that's really taken priority for our development in the last few weeks. So we should have the HR self-service app out hopefully in next 60 days.
Great. Wow.
So that's our target. And then we are committed to extending this library by adding another 10 more frequently used use cases based on the inputs we have received from customers. So hopefully by fall we should have taken this library to at least 50 apps.
Oh wow. Anil, so the first item we're looking at is the bill of material app.
Yes, so the beauty about our solution is we have taken the key JD Edwards program like bill of material. It is P30200 program of JD Edwards, correct? So as you can see, you can do an inquiry about your bill of material, and there is a single screen shown on the screens for all the viewers to watch. So you put in your item number. Again, the screenshot is for the demo data, which most of the JD Edwards folks are familiar with. So the next one is manufacturing cost bill of material. Again, you can look at your bill of material, you can look at your costing, you can look at what's the component price, and you can then see what is the roll-up price for the costed bill of material. The next one is operation routing. Again, this is P3003 from JD Edwards. You can look at all your operation sequence for a job. Again, 220 is the standard data from a demo system, and you can see all the routing operations are displayed on your mobile device. It is basically very, very user-friendly. Users can now have ability to look at all the data right from their device any point of time any place on their shop floor or in their offices. The next one is Work Center Details, P3006.
Mhm.
Again, a very critical program in the JD Edwards ecosystem. So you are able to view all the details. Obviously, we are just showing one screen per app, but it has all the critical information available on your device. And if for some reason customers feel that, oh, they want some additional fields added, that's pretty much possible with the flexibility of the architecture we have put in place. Coming to the work order creation program, this has been a really something which customers are really liking. P48013, you can create a work order from your mobile device. You can attach the bill of material to it. You can look at the part list. All the functionality of work order creation can now be done through a device as well. The next one is work order issue. Again, you can now issue right from the device. Not only can you issue right from the device right on your shop floor, you also have the capability to scan your items. In fact, we are working very closely with a customer who now thinks they can actually finally solve their inventory problem. They want to capture the issue right on the line itself, which never happened in spite of so many systems they have put. It finally ended up that the issues were recorded on a paper, and then the paper used to be used as an input mechanism into JD Edwards. But now they really want to use the issue app and capture the issues the moment they put the raw material on their line. And that's really amazing how people are trying to transform their business with a mobile device.
And the work order completion.
The final step for the for the discrete shop floor manufacturing, again, you can now record your completions right at the point where the actual action is happening. You can record your rejections. You can take pictures of your finished goods. You can do a lot of things which are available in JD Edwards from a device, and all these apps are ready, correct? You don't have to re-implement anything. We are actually using the same version which a customer has configured, use the same processing options, so that the deployment is much faster. There is no re-implementation for any of these apps.
Thank you. I just want to remind people that you can contact Matt anytime to set up a demo of any of these apps, and there's also a 30-day free trial for all of our apps. Okay, Anil, so now let's look at our procurement apps.
Yes, this is the complete P2P cycle. This was actually the first business process we mapped end-to-end with few customers. So we can create the purchase order from a device, and this is one of the demo we'll do in a short while from now. So P4310, it is now available on the purchase order. Not only is it available for order creation, and as you will see in the demo in a short while from now, you can even scan your items as you're trying to create a purchase order.
And then we also have the item master inquiry, which we'll also be demoing.
Yes, again, this is P4101. We have a request now from a customer to extend it to item branch as well. So the beauty of this app is we have this app which pulls in the pictures from your JD Edwards media objects. You can even take pictures from a device. So now you can actually catalog all your item master without additional investment. Using this app, you can take pictures of every single item based on your classification, and those pictures will be stored on your JD Edwards. You don't need third-party integration. And then when you try to do an inquiry on an item, the same picture will be displayed on your device. So it helps in reducing errors. It helps cut the calls to IT. You don't ship wrong goods, you don't procure wrong goods. Pretty interesting app.
And then inventory availability.
Again, extension of Item Master, so you can check the availability from a device any point of time at any place. It is P41026 from the JD Edwards system, but again, the app is available.
And our PO approval notification app.
Yes, a very, very, very exciting app for a lot of people who have seen it. So we now have the ability to approve the PO from the device. Not only that, what we have done is we have extended this use case. So when a particular purchase order is created, and if you are the approver for that purchase order, you will get a mobile notification on your device. And this is one of the demos we'll do. So you will get a mobile notification saying, hey, you need to, you have this order which needs your attention. And then you can view that order from your device and approve or reject it based on what you think needs to happen. On top of it, as you can see on the screen, our apps have a lot of visual analytics built in, so you can look at a glance how many orders are pending, what is the value of the order, so on and so forth.
Great. And our PO receipt inquiry.
Yes, so you can do an inquiry for all your receipts from a device. Again, it is very tightly integrated with barcode integration, and you don't need any special hardware or any special servers to run these apps. They talk directly to your what is called as AIS server, which is just a component of your front end.
Mm-hmm.
So no third-party integration. You don't need to have any special third-party products for doing all these actions.
And receive purchase orders.
Yes, again, we now have the ability to receive purchase orders through the device. You can scan the purchase order number, you can scan the item number, and you can do exactly the same actions which you do in P4312. So it is basically the P4312 program from JD Edwards.
Payments inquiry.
You can now, this is more like a finance function, you can actually be able to see all the data from P0413M. So you can check all the payments which were made, what payments are pending, what payments need approval. So the complete payments or the cash flow management can be done through this app.
And supplier ledger maintenance app.
This is P0411. Again, you can look at all the cash flow components of a supplier or an employee. So all this is available. In fact, we have bundled all this together, and we have recently created the purchase order self-service app, procurement self-service app.
Okay.
So as a supplier, you can look at all the actions through that app, whether you want to look at your purchase orders, you want to look at the receipts, you want to look at the payments. So all these actions have been bundled together as a app, which we also call as purchasing self-service. So
Great.
Any supplier can look at his or her data through that app.
And I think it's nice also you can have different apps and people having different apps or bundled apps according to their function. So let's move on then to finance and sales apps, starting with customer account analytics.
Exactly. We call it the CFO pack. Again, this came as an input from multiple customers we work with. So you can look at the customer account analytics, which is basically, hey, how much is the customer's dues? What has aged? What is his customer credit limit? And then on top of it, we even have the visual analytics built on it, as you can see on your screen. So you really don't need to run some special UBEs, which are the reports in JD Edwards. So using this app, you can look at most of your critical customer data at a glance, and CFOs are loving it.
And I bet the C-level loves this. I mean, you've got all this information right on your smart device with dashboard analysis.
Exactly. Another very sort of user-friendly app, and again, a lot of the decision makers love it because they no longer have to go and request, oh, give me an output of
Right.
UBE. So as you can see, we did a use case for a customer, and you can slice and dice your sales data from your sales ledger, and it's available on a mobile device just by flicking your finger, correct? Again, very, very well received app by multiple customers.
Okay, and the trial balance review.
This is the online trial balance, assuming that you do all your financial reporting from JD Edwards. So the trial balance now is available online. So you can look at the values of your account online through the app, and then you can drill down to the last level as well in case you want to go to the batch level or the account level or the transaction level. So all the way from trial balance to account level, which is being shown on your screen.
Right, our account
So
ledger inquiry.
yeah, so here you can see all the details of your accounts, what batches got posted, what OV documents got posted, every single document which is there in the JD Edwards which has impacted that particular account is available.
And account inquiry by object account.
It's again, it's just a different view of the same data. So some people love the account ledger inquiry, but some of the controllers want to look at it in a different fashion. So same data, different views based on what is your preference. And we bundle all this up as a what we call as a CFO or a controller bundle and make it available to customers to use all these apps.
Thank you. So now let's take a look at the inventory apps, starting with
Yes,
inventory adjustment.
yes, we have covered the inventory side as well. So you can use the inventory adjustment app to actually do the adjustment transaction in JD Edwards. And the nice thing about these three apps is, as I said, we are easily seeing a couple of competitors getting disrupted because these inventory transactions for a lot of JD Edwards customers, they had to do a third-party integration.
Right.
They needed spatial hardware and it was expensive for them. It impacted a lot of their IT operations. As I said, we're talking to a customer who wants to get rid of third-party hardware, which is used by a lot of JD Edwards customers for scanning the items in warehouses. And now they say they see the value that they don't need all that. All they need is just a couple of devices, and it's going to be real time with JD Edwards.
Excellent. And inventory transfer.
Again, a very popular or a very important transaction in the warehouse or in the inventory arena. So now you can do transfer of inventory on the same thing which you used to do either on a JAS screen or using these third-party devices on your mobile device, and it works exactly the way it would behave on your JAS screen.
And inventory issue.
This is another transaction which is part of the inventory bundle. So you can do inventory issue now from the device itself.
Very nice. Okay, so let's move on now to our HR apps. And I know we're expanding on these, but let's start with the address book maintenance.
Yes, so we have this address book maintenance, so you can now create any kind of address book record from the device itself. And we have extended it, like in this case, what we are showing is an employee. So you can, as you launch our address book, you can check the pictures of the employees as well. So a very, very good app, provides a lot of value to customers in terms of being able to look at critical information about their customers, vendors, employees real quick.
And then workforce analytics. Again, a very nice dashboard view, high-level view.
Right. So this is about P0 801 from JD Edwards. So for all those customers who use JD Edwards HR module or employee core employee JD data. So we have built this app wherein you can see how many employees in each vertical, how many employees in each business unit, number of employees by department. So all the critical analytics which you need for managing your employee workforce. We have created this analytic app, which is basically getting rid of 6 to 7 UBEs, which most of the companies need for being able to look at the data points related to their workforce.
And as you mentioned earlier, you are about to launch a third HR app, which will be a self-service HR app.
Yes, that is coming, and because we have seen a lot of requests on that, correct? So a lot of people want the app not only to show the data, but they want employees to have the capability to do a few self-service tasks like being able to update their addresses, being able to look at the organizational hierarchy, all those tasks which everybody does at their workplaces. The HR really wants that to be pushed to a device so that it's easy to engage employees. They have the information at their fingertips, and a lot of times it will allow them to get their internal employees more closer to their system and then have a better user experience for the customers.
Thank you. Now, the final app we're showing today is the Security Dashboard app.
Yes, this is something very close to my heart. I, at some point of time, was a CNC architect as well. So this is an app which is very, very good from security compliance perspective. This is basically an extension of P00950. So anytime any security changes in your JD Edwards system, you will get a notification. And that is big for customers who have Sarbanes-Oxley compliance or who want to track all their changes, because I was a board member and I know how important it is for many organizations to be able to track all their security changes in JD Edwards.
Very nice.
So this app can be used by any CNC guy or any controller or third-party auditor, and it will give them the notifications real time, and then it will also allow you to be able to see all the security which is implemented around your JD Edwards, as you can see on the screen. You can also see what user IDs are available, what roles those user IDs have, what environments those user IDs are accessing. So it's a complete bundle. We call it a security dashboard. It does a lot of things, and there is absolutely zero implementation time for this app. It is distributed purely as a SaaS model app.
Some demos of the PO Creation app, the Item Master app, and the PO Approval app. And I will remind people you can request a live demo of any of these apps, as well as a free 30-day trial. You can contact Matt Lamb anytime, and he would be happy to meet with you and schedule that. Okay, Anil, you ready to jump into some of these demos?
Yes, let's do that. This is the exciting part, and I'm sure the audience will love it, and they will see that how easy it is and how actually we have the capability to transform their implemented business process. So let's go.
Okay.
Let's start with PO Creation.
Let's start with PO Creation app.
So you can see that we are going to sign into the device. Obviously, it's a recorded demo, but the audience who know JD Edwards will get the idea. So they're logging in as a user ID. All our apps have single sign-on as well. And it's exactly the same user ID which they're logging on to on your Jazz server, which is the web interface for JD Edwards. So they logged in as Anil on both the sides of the world, and now we are going to create a purchase order on the device. So we're going to enter a branch plant, the supplier number, ship to number, and then for item number you can enter your item number, or you can scan it, correct? In this case we want to show the scan capability. We put the quantity, and the pricing and other thing comes from JD Edwards system. So it runs P4310. In our case, we are running ZJD1 version. All we need to do is just know which version of customer to call. So the purchase order is created, and we are going to add few more lines to the purchase order. So we're going to add a line type J, and by quantity 10, put the price, and just hit the create button. You can see the messaging and error messages come from the JD Edwards system. And then what we just did, we just moved our finger to refresh the stuff. So we have brought in a lot of what I call the modern grade experience to our apps, so that people just have the same experience while they're working on their enterprise systems. So order 6954 got created, and let's look at the JD Edwards side. You will see that it's real time, and it is as if it was created through the Jazz store, correct? Sorry, the Jazz screen. We are just going to open the order up and show you the different lines, so you can see the comparison side by side. And we are also going to look at the notes, correct? So the notes which we just added, and here they are. So as you can see, the app allows you to create the purchase order, and it's much simpler to create it through an app. You don't need to go through hundreds of fields in the grid, and it's running exactly the same business process which you have implemented in your JD Edwards. We will call the version which is mapped on your menu. You don't need to retest anything. We will not create any new versions. You don't need to create any package builds. You don't need to promote any objects. Everything will be done through Oracle MCS. You don't have to move any data to cloud. You don't even have to create a new user ID.
And this is the item master demo.
Yes, so this is the second one. Again, we are going to scan the item as he did, and you can see the beauty of the solution. So it brought in the picture of the item, correct? In this case, we had that already in the system. And you can even take new pictures, like he's taking a new picture for that item. Right, and as he takes the picture and uploads it, you can see that the picture is now uploaded. And once you go into JD Edwards, you will see that the picture is there part of your item as long as your media object is mapped. Here it is. Again, this is really, really exciting a lot of supply chain senior management, because now they can really make their items aligned, their inventory accurate. Not only will they know what they're buying, they will also be able to reduce their errors while they're shipping goods, correct? Because they can see the picture of the item for every single item in the item master if they want, or they can classify their items and say, hey, let's first catalog all the type A items, and then we'll come to type B items based on how many 100,000 SKUs you may have in your ecosystem.
Right.
Very, very interesting app, very, very well received, because people have this problem in their supply chain, and now they can actually fix it really quickly without having to set up spatial teams, spatial hardware, so on and so forth.
Great. Are you ready? Let's move on to the last demo today, which is our PO approval app. And on the front end, I'll let you walk through it, Anil. On the front end is very similar to the creation, but you follow it through and then you see how the approval process works.
Yes, yes. So the first piece is that we'll create a purchase order in JD Edwards system, either through a device or through the web interface. And that's what the first few seconds will demo. We'll create a purchase order. And in our JD Edwards system, for this user, the approval code is set up. And once the purchase order is created, it goes through the approval route code, which is set up in JD Edwards. And then you will see on the device, we will get a notification, and then we will also be able to approve it. So just watch it for a few seconds here.
You know, and all these apps, we've created these videos for this webinar purpose, but when people see that this is real time and we've got our development folks inputting in the information and they can see as they use this app and the scanning functionality and all our apps, how quickly it's integrated into the JD Edwards system, how seamless the process is. The response has been truly exciting. There's just been such a buzz around all three of these apps along with the other ones. But as you've mentioned throughout the series, you know, if any of you are interested in a one-on-one demo, would love to show you and take a deeper dive into any one of these apps or bundle of these apps and how they would apply to your business specifically, because there's so much more exciting content to show.
Right. Thank you. All right, Anil, and we're getting into the approval process. And again, this is all on your phone, easy access as you need it, so you can improve and move your processes along the supply.
We should be coming to the approval process now in the next few seconds. Yeah, so we're just creating a purchase order here. Sam is the user. I think the video got messed up for a moment, but Sam is the user who is creating the purchase order. And for Sam, there is an approval Anil. So you can see the message came on the left-hand side, a notification that 6964 needs your attention. So now Anil will sign in. I'm his manager as per the route code. So once we sign in, I'll go to the PO approval app. And we click on that, and here you can see all the orders which need my attention. There is a nice visualization. Then when you click on this one of these, what I call the information tile, you will see the order 6964. That's what I think is correct. Yeah. So 6964. So you can click at it, look at all the details which are relevant to the purchase order, and then you can accept or reject it. And not only that, we have even integrated the pad for it. So you can put all your notes, and these notes will make it back to your JD Edwards. So the order is approved 6964. And it is following again the same status codes and same versions which are set up on your E1 pages, or if you're still using the menu tree, whatever is your implementation. And that's what is being displayed right now.
There they are.
So, so you can see all the information made it to your backend JD Edwards real time. So that concludes the video show, Tamra. I don't think we have any more videos to show in this session.
For those. But again, as you said, people can request live demos for any of the apps, as well as a 30-day trial. Matt, very briefly, can you round out our discussion today with a quick overview of some of the value for our JD Edwards app market? And then we're going to start taking some questions from our audience. Please start submitting your questions, and then we'll have a Q&A session.
Yes, please, and we welcome any questions. But as we covered, you know, it's just so simple. It's so easy to implement. We don't have to change any of your current processes. We keep your existing user ID and JD Edwards roles. There's no new versions or UBEs. Can literally be implemented in a matter of weeks rather than months, and nothing needs to. There's no need to move any component of the infrastructure into the cloud. So it's very simple, user-friendly, and functional. So
great, and we are getting some questions in. Again, here's a reminder for a free trial, 30-day trial, and you can contact us for more details about that. So, okay, Anil and Matt, I've got a couple of questions coming in. Are you ready?
Yes, we are.
Yes.
I am.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the first question, I think we discussed this a little bit, but somebody is interested. We have these available out of the box, but they are also customizable. So if we have a different JD Edwards use case, would you be able to build a mobile app for that?
Yes, yes, definitely. What we demoed is out-of-the-box library. We can not only take these apps as a baseline and extend them to meet your specific needs, or if there is even a custom program which we are already doing, which we are already focusing on for one of the customers. Any custom program P55 through P59, we can turn that into a native mobile app as well. Not only that, even if, let's say, your purchase order program is customized and you have added some fields or you have added some logic.
Mhm.
The beauty of this solution is, since we are reusing or leveraging all that which already exists in your JD Edwards enterprise servers, we are not going to redo all that logic. We're not going to rebuild all that logic. We have the ability and the capability to consume the logic which is already running on your servers and make sure it is going to follow a similar rule set when it is getting executed from your mobile device.
Great. Now we do have some more questions coming in, and this has to do with cost pricing. People always want to know what it's going to cost and how we're going to offer it. But this question, what are the initial job costs use cases you're working on? And I know you've mentioned some different cases you're working on. Could you talk about some of that again, please?
Just to make sure I understood the question correctly, you mean in terms of the price points to
Well, it's actually
implement these apps?
kind of two questions. What are the initial job costs for use cases you're currently working on? Was the question. So
okay.
okay.
I will definitely tell you. I have been in.
Oh, he's okay. We're a construction company. Not cost of applications. I'll let you take it from there. Okay.
Okay, so I think I got his question now. So probably he's referring to the job cost module in JD Edwards, correct? So if we have to, if we don't have the app ready out of the box, so we can work with your team or team members to build on the job cost app. In fact, we got that request from a couple of prospects. We, as I said, we have the mobile cloud service development environments and testing environments already available, so you don't need to even worry about having all that in place. And then once the app is ready and it goes to production, we will deploy it as a SaaS model to you as a customer. So I can tell you this, we are committed to making our customers successful. So we will do what is fair. Please touch base with Matt and give us more information. You will find us very responsive to your needs, and we will not walk away from something which is going to help make your business more efficient.
Okay, and
we would like to understand your story a little bit further and share with you what we have and what we're currently doing with other construction type companies and collaborate a little bit. But we can definitely work with you, and it's not going to break the bank. So.
Okay, Matt, they want to know your contact information directly, so you can contact Matt directly at Matt Lamb or just mlam@charterglobal.com, or drop us a line at erpsolutions@charterglobal, or call us at our 888-100 number there.
And I'd also like to throw out, I've got my cell phone 24/7, and I'd love to chat with you, and it's 720-878-8373.
And again, I will follow with all of our attendees today with a personal email and with a link to this presentation, and also with information on how to reach Matt. Great. Okay, we've got some other questions coming in. All right, so this brings up, how are the apps licensed by number of users or modules?
Good one. By the basic rule of thumb is number of users. There is a minimum number of users which we license it for. It's not huge. We don't license it at least for 100 users. So there is a bare minimum entry point. And we have various offerings. What we find as we talk to customers is the real transformation comes is if you take 3-4 critical components of your business process and bundle it together. So we have multiple offerings. You can say, oh, I just want one app. Fair enough. We will work with you. But in my interactions advising customers and CIOs and CEOs, what we're finding is they see the value in this and they're saying, oh, Anil, I want a bundle, correct?
Right.
Can we do the whole P2P,
Yeah.
P2P process or CFO process? So we have multiple ways to do it, what we call as silver, gold and platinum pack, like 3 apps, 5 apps, more than 5 apps. So please touch base with Matt. As I said, we want to do what is right for you, what works for you, and we will work with you to design the right solution.
Right, and that brings up a next question, which is good. Also, do we provide the professional services and support, including AIS server?
Yes. So we are our team has a lot of JD Edwards background, as you can see from the platform which we have built. So we are an end-to-end professional services consulting company, and for our solutions, we not only configure your AIS servers, we can do the CNC piece of the work involved, and then whatever development effort is required, we have our engineering team in Atlanta as well as some other development centers across the globe. So we can bundle all that together. We do not allow any third party to implement our apps at this point of time, so we will own the whole solution all the way from design planning to go live, as well as post go live support and long-term health of the solution.
Right, which is a good lead in, again, for the next question. How long does your out-of-the-box app take to implement at the customer site?
As I said, some of the apps take exactly a couple of hours, but I will stick out my neck and say, let's say you want to digitize all your procure-to-pay process, which is a bundle of 6 to 8 apps. Unless you have a lot of custom changes, we would be done between 4 to 6 weeks.
Excellent. Okay.
Because it's not, as I said, it's not going to take months. Your transformation is going to be real, and it's going to happen in a very short span of time.
Okay, and I think we've got time for one more question, and then we're going to need to close out here. Can we have our own Oracle MCS environment?
Yes, you can. You can. You definitely can. If you want to maintain it on your own, you can definitely have it. At the same time, we are offering a bundle out-of-the-box solution so that you don't have to worry about that on day 0. But in future, if you want to manage your own Oracle mobile cloud instance, you can, and we will deploy our apps to that environment as well.
Great. Okay, thank you. And again, any last questions? If we didn't get to them today, please send them to erpsolutions@charterglobal.com and contact Matt. I'll follow up with everybody with his contact information to schedule a live demo of any of the apps, or also a free trial, 30-day trial. And this is Tamara Hyatt with Charter Global. This is recorded, and we will have the video available of this on YouTube and on our website next week. If you have any questions, again, contact us. And thank you for joining us today, Anil and Matt out in Denver. I hope you have a great day, and it's good talking to you.
Thank you, Tamara.
Thank you, Tamara. Thank you, everyone.
All
right, goodbye, everybody. Have a good day.
Thanks.
Thank you.